Hello everyone. Welcome to Confessions Jury, where Reddit's AITAH stories go on trial. Make sure to listen carefully and express your verdict in the comments section below. Moving on to the first case. Case 1. AITA for blowing up at my girlfriend after therapy backfired. My girlfriend Emma and I have been together for 6 years. For most of that time, we've been happy, like really happy. The kind of relationship people say just works. You know, we were always on the same page, rarely fought, and genuinely enjoyed each other's company. But over the past year, things started to feel different. Small arguments here and there, more miscommunication, and just this weird sense that we weren't as in sync as we used to be. It wasn't anything major, just the usual wear and tear stuff, or so I thought. Emma, however, seemed to be more concerned. She started pointing out issues I wasn't even aware of, like how I supposedly wasn't listening enough or wasn't as emotionally available as I used to be. I admit I've been busy with work, but I thought we were doing okay. Still, I didn't want to dismiss her feelings. Then about 6 months ago, she suggested we go to couples therapy. Now, I've always been a bit skeptical about therapy unless things are really bad, but I agreed because I figured it couldn't hurt. She said she found a great therapist through a friend, and we should give it a try. I wasn't familiar with this Lily, but Emma was excited about it. So we booked our first session. At first, the session seemed fine. Lily asked good questions, got us to open up, and gave us some tools to communicate better. I felt like I was doing my best to listen and improve, but something about it felt a little off. Every time we talked about any issue, it seemed like Lily was always subtly siding with Emma. If I mentioned being stressed from work, she'd steer the conversation towards how I wasn't giving enough attention to Emma. If I brought up a disagreement, somehow it became about my communication issues. After a few weeks, Emma started using phrases like, "Lily thinks you should try this," or "Lily says you need to work on that." It felt like everything I did was being scrutinized and dissected by this woman I barely knew. I didn't want to be paranoid, but it seemed like Lily was slowly convincing Emma that I was the problem in the relationship. And every time I tried to voice my own concerns, they were brushed aside. I tried to push through it, thinking maybe I was just being defensive, but it didn't stop. Every session, the same dynamic. It was like Lily was planting seeds of doubt in Emma's head, and Emma was running with them. I even started to wonder if maybe I was the problem. Was I actually this bad of a partner? Things reached a boiling point a couple of weeks ago. During a session, Lily started suggesting that maybe we should consider a break so I could work on myself more. That felt like a slap in the face. I'd been trying so hard to be better, and now she was suggesting we split up. I looked at Emma, waiting for her to disagree or defend me, but she just sat there, quietly nodding along. After that session, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I blew up at Emma when we got home. I told her I didn't trust Lily's judgment, that it felt like she was just feeding Emma reasons to blame me for everything wrong in the relationship. Emma got defensive, saying I was overreacting, that Lily was just trying to help us work through our issues. We didn't talk for a few days, and I started feeling guilty for snapping. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe therapy really was exposing some flaws I needed to work on. But then something happened that blew everything wide open. Last week, we went to a mutual friend's party. While there, I overheard Emma and her friend Sarah talking in the corner, giggling about something. I caught just a bit of their conversation. "I can't believe you pulled it off for this long. Poor guy still thinks she's an actual therapist." I immediately confronted them, and that's when Emma's face turned pale. Sarah quickly tried to backtrack, but the truth spilled out. Turns out, Lily isn't a licensed therapist at all. She's one of Emma's close friends from college, who thought it'd be fun to help Emma fix me by posing as a therapist. Emma had set this whole thing up because she thought I wouldn't agree to therapy otherwise. They figured that with Lily playing the part, they could guide me into becoming a better boyfriend without me knowing. I felt completely betrayed. For months, I had been spilling my heart out to someone who wasn't even qualified to help, and Emma had been in on it the whole time. All those sessions where I felt attacked and manipulated suddenly made sense, because I was being manipulated. When I confronted Emma about how messed up this was, she broke down, saying she never meant to hurt me and that she just wanted to help us grow as a couple. But honestly, I don't know how to move past this. I haven't been able to look at her the same since. Now, Emma and her friends are saying I overreacted, that it was just a white lie meant to help our relationship. But I feel like I've been gaslit and lied to for months. So, am I the bad person for blowing up at my girlfriend when I found out our therapist was a total fraud? What do you think about this one? Lay down the hammer in the comment section, and let's move on to the second case. Case 2. Am I the bad person for asking my daughter what she expected would happen when she started a family across the country? I have 2 daughters, Emma, 28, and Lizzie, 25. Emma went to college across the country, and upon graduating, got a job and stayed there. She's now married with a 2-year-old son. I did a lot of the mother of the bride stuff via FaceTime, as due to my work schedule and financials, I couldn't fly out there for everything. So, for example, I FaceTimed into the dress shopping. I did fly down 2 weeks prior to the wedding to help get everything ready. When Emma was pregnant, I kept talking to her friends planning it, asking them to tell me when it was, so I could take enough time off work. Emma ended up changing the date, and there was no way I could afford to fly out on top of taking time off, especially to be there after the baby was born, as Emma wanted. So, once again, FaceTime to the rescue. I flew in and was there for her induction and stayed 2 weeks after. I have flown out to visit 4 times since. Emma has came to me 3 times. I do talk to Emma on the phone at least once a day. I FaceTime my grandbaby, etc. I am not physically present, but I want to be emotionally present as possible. Emma and I discuss everything, and she often says she's glad we still have a close relationship. Lizzie went to a state school and moved back to our town after graduating. Therefore, I was able to physically be there for all of the big wedding moments, along with her pregnancy. I was at her baby shower. As she now lives down the street, I see her, her husband, and their now 1-year-old daughter at least 4 to 5 days a week. I watch the baby, so they can go on date nights. We are very close. Emma and her family flew out for Lizzie's daughter's birthday. I watched both kids, so their parents could have separate date nights. I got to do more for my grandson, which I loved. I took him on outings, just us. I got to spend some one-on-one time with Emma too. I thought it was a really nice visit. However, after returning home, Emma didn't reach out nor respond to my attempts at contact for 2 weeks. When she finally did, I asked her if everything was alright. She said that being back in town made her realize just how much I do for Lizzie and her husband. She said that I am way more active, that I don't visit her enough, etc. I reminded her that I don't have the money nor the time off to fly out often. I wish more than anything I did. I miss her and my grandson. Emma told me that I clearly have a favorite grandchild and I should spend more time with him. I kept trying to find ways I could do more from a distance, but she kept rebuffing them and saying the only way to make it better would be to visit more. I finally asked what she expected to happen when she decided to start a family cross-country. I am so proud of her and all she's accomplished. I supported the move, but she also is aware of my situation. It'd be one thing to say, hey, it sucks we can't see each other more, but she can't move far away and expect everyone to come to her when they financially can't. Emma and I ended the call. I have since tried to talk to her, check on her mental health, etc. She refuses to talk about anything deeper than her day-to-day and the little one. She told her father, my ex, who lives closer to her. He called me to say that I was wrong to tell her this, and that I should have just let her keep laying into me. Am I the bad person? What about that? Who would you rule for? State down your ruling, and let's move on to our third case. Case 3. Would I be the bad person if I broke up with my fiancé so he could be happier with my sister? I, 25F, have been engaged to my fiancé, 28M, for about a month now. He's honestly amazing. He's kind, thoughtful, successful, and way out of my league. I love him so much, but lately, I've been thinking that maybe I'm not the right person for him, and maybe my sister Tara, 27F, would be better for him. Tara is everything I'm not. She's beautiful, smart, outgoing, and honestly, the type of woman that turns heads wherever she goes. She's always been the favorite in our family. My parents adore her, and she's always making them proud. Ever since my fiancé came into the picture, it's like my family has started hinting that they think he'd be happier with her. When I first introduced him to my family, they couldn't stop talking about how perfect he is. At first, I thought it was just normal family excitement, but it's gotten kind of weird. My mom constantly makes comments like, "Tara and your fiancé just have so much in common." And my dad has said things like, "It's a shame Tara didn't meet someone like him sooner. They'd make a power couple." At family gatherings, Tara and my fiancé seem to get along really well, and everyone keeps pointing it out. My aunt actually said, if your sister ever decides she's ready for a serious relationship, she'd be lucky to find a guy like him, while staring directly at them as they talked. I laughed it off, because what else could I do? I know Tara is incredible, and honestly, I'm just not sure I'm the right person for him. Tara's also been spending a lot of time with him, and my family keeps encouraging it. She'll ask him to help with things like fixing her computer or moving furniture, and when I offer to come, she says, "No, it's fine. I just need him for a quick favor." They have been spending time at the gym and attend similar events due to having similar jobs. My mom always says how nice it is that they're bonding, and my dad once joked, "Maybe you're just holding him back, sweetheart. Tara's more on his level." I know they mean well, but it's really starting to mess with my head. My fiancé loves me. I know he does, but I can't help but think that maybe he'd be happier with someone like Tara. They're both so similar, and I feel like I'm just not good enough. I'm not as confident or outgoing as her, and I think my family sees that too. At our last family dinner, Tara made a comment about how my fiancé is the perfect guy, and how any woman would be lucky to have him. My dad actually laughed and said, "Well, there's still time for that," which made everyone awkwardly laugh, even my fiancé. I felt sick. I've been thinking, maybe it would be better for everyone if I just stepped aside. I don't want to hold him back from being with someone who's actually his equal. My family already seems to think they're better suited for each other, and honestly, I feel like I'm the odd one out in my own relationship. I love him so much. But what if he's just settling for me? Whipped up for breaking up with him to make everybody else happy. I'm not asking about me and my feelings. I'm asking if it would be cruel to my fiancé. What do you think the fair ruling should be? You hold the power of judgment. State your ruling in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. In life, we may run, but we can never hide from true justice. Stay safe, everyone.